do it first.
Well, you can finish it if you
Well,
want.
he's going to start, but we're not going to talk for a while.
All right. Today on the Tea Podcast, we are officially live on a big old Friday. We have a lovely group of ladies in here named Carli and Kirstin. They are the mentors, founders, and retreat leaders of Soul Secrets. It's a retreat, it's a podcast, it's several things. We're going to be talking about that. Real quick, our studio is sponsored by Optimized Generator People. So if you're looking to power your home during any outage, especially during hurricane season, or just whenever our electricity system decides to crash, check out optimizedgp.com. They specialize in Generac generator solutions, like whole home stuff. So like when your power turns off, this little sucker will, in 30 seconds, turn your Wi-Fi right back on, and you can do what you want to do. And then whenever your whole neighborhood is dark, you're going to be the only house with lights on. So if you're down for that, making people jealous, go check out optimizedgp.com. Great local company. Power your home with confidence. Power your life. All that good stuff. It's a great sponsor. We really appreciate them, and enjoy the episode. Okay, and then our presenting sponsors, Chase Group Construction. They take the lead and become your one point of contact for the entire design build process. If you're looking to build a business from the ground up or renovate a business, they are the people you want to check out. There's a bunch of different construction companies around town, lots of stuff being built. So many different things being built, actually, that I can barely keep up. But Chase Group Construction, they are building some really cool stuff all over the Lafayette area and Acadiana as a whole. Some really cool stuff coming up that I can't necessarily talk about yet. I wish I could, but the people that that's working with Chase, they're not giving me the details yet. So if you're watching, I need the details. But yeah, check out Chase Group Construction. They are a great local company, and they build stuff. Anyway, great episode we have here for you. Like I said, we're talking with Carli and Kirstin of Soul Secrets. Guys, welcome to the Tea Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about you guys. Whoever wants to go first, introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
Who wants to go first? Okay. So my name's Carli Webb, and I grew up in Carri, Louisiana for, many, many years. Went to college here, met Kirstin at a party. We didn't know each other, but all of a sudden I took over the microphone. I was like the MC, gave it to myself. And then just a few weeks later, she and her roommates were looking for another roommate, and somebody just said, "Hey, how about Carli?" And she's like, "The one with the mic at the party?" They're like, "That aggravating girl." Next thing you know, we become roommates, and we just start living the college life at UL. And that's kind of how we started. I was there for about 3 semesters, and I started a family early. And so my path kind of went in a different direction. I ended up moving to Houston in 2003. Kirstin started living her life, and we kind of kept in touch over the years here and there. But there was one day about 7 or 8 years ago where I said, "Hey, I think I want to do a photo shoot, Kirstin," because she was a professional photographer, DK Bear Photography here in Lafayette. And so I was going through just some family life stuff and some healing and all these things. And so when I went to Lafayette and I did a photo shoot, it kind of changed my life. She kind of helped me see that I was worthy and valuable and all these things. And we then reconnected because we both were going on our own spiritual journey of healing our past and the judgments that we had against ourselves through culture, the South, religion, lots of different things. And we reconnected and we started just walking this path of healing. And then we just decided we wanted to start a podcast, do retreats. We went on a little mini retreat ourselves, actually, in Carri. We rented an Airbnb because we just wanted to get away. And we were like, let's do a little something, for ourselves. So we rented a place in Carri, which is where I'm from. And we sat outside. We saw the stars. We lit the fires. We made the food. And we were just loving this experience.
Yeah, we just really curated it just to so we would have just a good experience and just, we're out of our normal lives and just being away. And I think because we did that for ourselves, we realized how important it was to take that time away and to curate it in a way that makes you feel good so that you are able to really connect with yourself, and of course we were connecting with each other. And Carli's also a music artist, so we were writing songs for her there too as well, and just doing things that really lights our heart up, right? You
Yeah.
know? And
Okay.
and so that's
Yeah.
kind of where the whole thing was birthed, plus we would have these really deep, good conversations, and we said, I think we need to start a podcast.
Somebody's got to hear this.
This is some good stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to introduce myself, I'm Kirstin Abear. I am actually from around the Baton Rouge area, but I moved here in 1997 to go to UL, and it was USL at the time, actually.
Wow.
But I love it here. I stayed here. I love the culture here, the friendliness, the people. And met my husband here, and he's from here, and we stayed here, grew a family, and that's when Carli and I reconnected. And it was in 2004 we started the podcast and started doing the retreats, and we really just kind of jumped into it. I mean, we didn't know anything about it. We were like, we want a podcast. We went to Home Goods, bought a little table, found some chairs on Facebook Market, bought a curtain, bought a neon sign with the name took us the longest to come up with because we were trying to find things that didn't already exist or that made sense with what we were talking about, and so we came up with Soul Secrets, and we wanted to be able to give people a little insight about what might be in their soul, try to help them find what's deep down inside of there. And so when they come to our retreats, that's exactly what we hope that they'll be able to find. We curate it in a way that we do these exercises and things like that really bring them back to themselves.
Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot
Yeah.
to unpack. First, I want to start off with Carli. You said you were from Karen Crow. I live in Karen Crow right now.
Really?
Yeah, I love Karen Crow.
Yeah.
It is just like a very down to earth little place. It's getting a little busier on the traffic side, especially around Super One area with the little roundabout that's more of a slingshot than anything. But yeah, so you moved from the Lafayette area to Houston pretty early on after college. You said, or
yes.
during?
Well, actually, I was in the middle of college, and then I got pregnant, and I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Typical
based-
Southern.
Typical Southern. I gotta fix it. I gotta
Yeah.
make things right. I gotta hurry up and get a job. We gotta figure out how we're gonna create our family together. My husband at the time got drafted to play professional baseball back in 2000 when they went to the World Series. It was such a fun ride, so fun. And so, I finished nursing school here. I ended up doing a little reroute. Initially, I was in an RN program at UL, and I went and hurried up and did a phlebotomy quickie thing so I could get to work. And then I finished at LGMC, School of Health Sciences. They had an LVN program there. And then I was in LVN for like 7 years. Then I went and did the RN thing and finished that. But I left because my husband at the time was from Houston, and I was like, we got to keep our family together. He was traveling. I was in nursing, and that's what brought me over there.
Okay. So you mentioned your husband at the time several times. Okay. There was also I'm picking up a little theme here, and the word healing was mentioned a few times.
You're good.
So I'm picking it up. So about what span of time was this that you moved to Houston?
What do you mean?
Like what year roughly was that?
2003.
2003. And how long did you spend there?
I'm still there.
Oh, you're still there.
I'm
Okay.
still there.
You're still there.
I'm still
Okay.
there.
So we're long distance besties, right?
Nice.
And so
Okay.
when we record our podcast, she'll come to town and we'll record like 10 episodes at a time in a day. I mean, we just sit down and we just talk and we just record.
Okay.
And
So, okay, this is interesting. So what, like, oh man, I'm trying to stay on task because my mind is going everywhere
no,
here.
just go wherever you want.
Okay, you're still in Houston. Why are you still in Houston?
Thank you.
Well, I mean, as a nurse, when I moved there, the economy was really good. So they paid
Yeah.
nurses way more money.
Oh yeah.
You know, and my husband, you know, at the time, he could get work, and he had jobs. We had family support there, and then my parents ended up moving there like shortly thereafter because I had the only grandbaby, and they're like, "We coming."
Yeah.
So they did, and so all you need is your parents, you know.
Yeah.
I got the cousins, I got the aunts, I got everybody else here, and my bestie Kirstin, you know, and our
Nice.
mission.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. And then just discovering, you know, the school system is really good.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. And my kids, they're thriving. They're doing so well.
Okay.
And I'm so happy about that.
So you're staying in Houston.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
I'm
open to
constantly
moving
trying to convince her, though. you know.
different places. I mean, I'll go to Tennessee, maybe North Carolina.
Not back to Lafayette.
California, New York.
Not back to Lafayette. Okay.
I mean, it's too hot here.
It's hot in Houston too, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's-
Yeah.
The concrete gets hot.
Yes.
Okay. I love to visit Houston. Houston is great. It's the fourth largest city in the country. I mean, it's a big place, and you know, the bigger cities come with their own different challenges. But so you're in Houston. You're still in the Lafayette area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're a photographer.
Yes.
Okay. Is it boudoir photography, or is it what type of photography do you do?
Well, I do boudoir photography, but my husband and I own the business together, and so which hence he's the David, I'm the Kirstin, so we're the DK. We do everything. I mean, we're both full-time photographers, so I say if you need a photo, I'll take it. You know, when you have two incomes needing, you know, we need all the work we can get.
Right.
But what we really specialize in is weddings, and through weddings we get boudoir, you know, things like that. But also, I love business branding. Love it, because to help someone, I love just helping people with their dream in general, but usually the people have their own business. This is a dream for them, and I want to help them with that dream. So I go in and take photos of them. I really like to encourage them to take photos of them doing things that they love to do, so that their audience can see who they are. Because I feel like, you know, we're going to buy something from somebody we know, or we think we know, or who we like, or who we want to support. And so I try to do a lot of branding sessions. Those are really fun for me. And then newborn, we love newborn, because a lot of times our couples that get married, they soon after have a baby, and then we do the family photos as well. So we do it all. But the photos that I was doing of Carli was, she was writing her album, writing her songs, and she had just had a song or two that she had written, and she wanted some photos to promote the music. And so really the first time was just to have some photos of her, because she wanted to start a website and stuff. And so when we take the photos and she's looking at them, she's like, "This is me? That's me? Like, are you serious?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." Like, you know, I mean, I'm just like,
Look,
"What do you mean?"
a good photo, man.
You know?
You never know. It's like
Yeah.
you see a different side of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's seeing reactions like that, you know, really keep me loving what I do, because it obviously, I mean, I saw the way she felt after these photos. It was like it freed her to be that person that she always wanted to be deep down inside, but never felt like she could. And so this was the beginning of her. She had already, you know, had it in her head that something's not right here, living in this world of this rat race and everything going on, that it just didn't feel right. But she saw the photos, and she saw her true self in the photos.
Layer by layer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that really just made her kind of, and then of course she got addicted, and she was like, "I want another photo shoot. I want another photo shoot. I want another photo," you know. So
Hi, I'm addicted to photos.
yes,
Photos.
photography. I mean, it's a thing, you
Yeah.
know? And so anyway, so from there is when we really started getting deep in our conversations.
Deep.
And what year was this?
Was it before COVID or?
Well, the first song came out in 2021, but I did that business shot probably before that. So
Yeah,
it was before COVID.
Oh, BC.
probably around
Got
the
it.
same time
Like
as you,
2019 or
2018,
2020.
something like that.
Yeah.
Something.
Real quick, a Gwen Mayo.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Hey.
Gwen.
Bunch of hearts.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we are at about 15-ish minutes. I want to go ahead and get my last sponsor in. That way we can really get into this conversation a little bit more. Real quick, Music Academy of Acadiana. They are a great local sponsor. They teach music to anybody who wants to learn it. So if you are interested in like string instruments, wind instruments, you got your own wind instrument in your face, you know, in your pie hole. If you can make sounds out of that, they can help you improve that situation. You know, if somebody tells you sing good, get a second opinion. You know, they'll help you with that. They are a great local school. Music Academy, Acadiana.com, founded locally by Tim Benson, who is a UL Lafayette Music School graduate, and he's also in an emo cover crier band called the Criers. And they have an award-winning in-house recording studio, so you can make an album there too once you learn all your music and get it right. So yeah, check them out, and really appreciate their support. Okay, going back to Carli, I want to go back to the thing that you keep saying. Your husband at the time.
He likes this.
This
is the juice right here.
Yeah, like I'm gonna squeeze the lemon here real quick.
In the tea.
Okay, yes. Why is that such an emphasis on that? Like, it sounds like a pretty traumatic time. Okay, and you laugh. I mean, I'm guessing. So tell me about your husband at the time.
Sure. I mean, he was a UL baseball player, really good looking, really sweet. And I was just,
how it happens.
Yeah. And I was just a sweet, naive young girl who was just exploring, you know? And so in my exploration, you know, I got pregnant. That's what happened.
And so you explored a little too deep.
Well, it reminds me of, you know, here in the South, it's kind of a taboo thing. I mean, you're not supposed to have sex before you're married, but nobody talks about it. So like, how do you know as a young girl what to do, what not to do, you know, like she said, she's exploring and then poof, pregnant.
Right.
I mean, you
things
know,
just kind of slip in.
Yeah.
So there's something to say. I mean, as the oldest of 4 kids, the oldest carries a lot of weight. It's the one that is the star child, the perfectionist, the one that has to do everything right.
I'm the first child.
So when you make a mistake like that, of that gravity of what, you know, we were taught in the South was considered a sin, it was just like, I literally believed it, and it imploded my creativity and who I truly was. I just began to be the best wife, the best mother, and do everything that I could to check every single box so that I would be worthy.
Yeah.
Get a great job, finish the degree. But running life like that is really hard to hold up this, you know, this castle of unworthiness. Unworthiness, which I didn't know it was at the time. And so I just learned, you know, I just did what everybody else told me to do. I did what the church said to do. I did what my parents said to do, the culture. I didn't know any better.
Well, you thought that was worthiness. That's how you find your worthiness.
Exactly.
Doing all these things you were told you were supposed to do.
Right, which I'm sure a lot of people do. They may not know it yet, but anyway, so fast forward, just building that castle of unworthiness, I began my own healing journey when I met this mystical pastor, if you will, who was teaching us how to find God within. He was preaching a radical grace message, which has to do with like forgiveness and self-forgiveness and things like that. And so that brought me to a place where I just started to discover who I was and learning that imagination is real and creativity is powerful. And I began to heal so much that anything in my life that did not reflect deep love did not fit.
And guess who that was?
And I realized, wait a second, something ain't right. So I prayed. I was on a meditation, taking a walk, and I was like, hey, God, I need some truth here in this marriage, in this life. I'm asking for truth. I was 41, the first time I asked for real truth in my life, believe it or not.
Wow.
And so in that, I received so many truths in the way of dreams and visions and actions, to where it was laid out on the table. I had to choose. Am I going to choose me, or am I going to choose a fake life? And I chose myself. And so I walked through that door. And when you walk through that door, when you build a castle of unworthiness and you pull that pin, you literally implode everything that you think you are. So I was back to ground zero. I had no idea who I was, not a clue. Okay. Because I was doing everything for everyone else. And that's when music came.
Okay.
Yes.
So music is a thing right now, and I want to get to that, but you're also still a nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So nurse is the the bread butter essentially,
Correct.
but you're transitioning into music. So it sounds like you started transitioning into music before COVID or way before that, right?
Music happened. The first song happened in 2021. So
Okay.
the divorce happened in 2021, and
got it.
6 weeks later, music started.
I mean,
Yeah.
she used to sing in the shower.
Right.
In the
Probably
car.
pretty good
Yeah.
too.
And really wanted to do it, but I don't think you ever thought it was even something you could do.
Yeah. Okay, so the divorce happened in 2021.
Mhm.
Okay, and so this began your journey of self-discovery.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about the music, and we're gonna get to the whole connection and everything. But it's just this right here. I wanna undo this onion here. Yeah, tell me about the music side of you learning yourself.
Well, the way it happened was when you walk through the door of losing yourself, right? This is the time where people want to leave the earth. They're like, I can't handle this. But if you can handle the heat long enough to let it happen and then begin to choose a new life or something new, beautiful things can happen. So I remember being on the floor crying, going, who am I? What do I do? And I heard the whisper, don't you like to sing? And I was thinking, yeah, when I'm 6. Okay. So I used that whisper as a yes to begin to at least just say yes, that I can allow that in my life. And I had been doing a little bit of backup singing in church, but kind of drowned out. They had some powerful voices, but I kept hearing all these melodies in my head, like all these sounds. And I'm like, is this normal? I don't know, but I love it. And when I stepped away from being like the background singer, saying it wasn't enough for me, is when I got an invitation to go sing at this mystical conference in Florida and lead this like worship service. And I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I've never done it. So I thought, well, I'm going to mix Christian music with the boot scoot and boogie. I'm going to jump on chairs and I'm going to rattle some cages.
Okay.
And so I did. I did it. It was really fun. It was really scary. But I had ended up meeting a producer through Facebook. I had another friend. We were on this spiritual healing path. She reached out to this producer and said, hey, I love your music. He said, oh, awesome. He said, I'm flying into Houston. Where do you live? She says, Houston. He says, well, I'm coming to Kingwood, Texas. Where do you live? She says, Kingwood, which is where we lived. He literally was going to the same conference. We showed up at his house 2 miles down the street. I invited him to sing at the conference and showcase his new music. And he, in turn, helped me write my first song.
Wow.
So he helped like process the pain that I had. And I wrote the first song, which was Love Me in My Low Vibe, because that's where I was at. And he helped me write the song of my entire life story in a nutshell. And he also helped me process it through screaming. And I ended up going on this TP tour, with a bunch of mystics, a bunch of deep people, and going on this tour over the US for about 3 weeks. And we just started like making more music. And fast forward, I started hearing more melodies, started singing and keeping it in my computer, and have worked with different producers to kind of help me squeeze out my whole life until I felt satisfied that this is good. This is a good work. I am a good work. This sounds good.
Okay.
This is exciting. What is this? Let's go. And what I found was the deepest part of self-love that nobody can add to it. I mean, you can, but nobody can take it away. And that's what I really want for women. I know what it feels like to be hidden underneath all these things. I know what it feels like to feel worthless, like you can't do it. But I also know what it feels like to go through the dark night of the soul and get out on the other end as radiant and beautiful as you deem yourself to be.
Wow. Wow. that is quite the path.
Yeah.
Like just okay, we'll come back to that. Kirstin, what is obviously, I don't know what your life has been like between you guys, separating and coming back, but like you guys both talk about on healing journeys. That right there is definitely a journey. For you, what happened in the 20-something years that you guys were essentially
Yeah,
apart.
apart.
What happened in your life between you guys essentially going your different ways to reconnecting?
Well, I'm quite on the opposite spectrum that Carly was. I started at a very young age, healing, and I kind of contributed to, maybe it was when my parents got divorced when I was 7. I think as a child, I mean, I always remember thinking positive, and I don't know if it's in my genes, or, I wonder this all the time, like why some people are born this way to think this way and some people aren't. But I do think that maybe when my parents divorced, maybe it was so painful that instead of feeling pain, I decided to look for all the beauty around me instead. And so maybe I learned from that point to always see the beauty in everything. So I would do that. I just was constantly seeing all the beauty. And people would tell me all the time, adults, oh, you have such an old soul, and I mean, I guess I kind of knew what they meant, but, kids didn't understand me.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore I was picked on a lot, I guess, because I was different. I don't know. I didn't feel that different, honestly, but I went into a new school. Once my parents got divorced, we moved to a new town, and they just decided not to like me. So from 3rd grade until my mom had enough of it in 9th grade, I was, extremely bullied, imagine the typical push down the stairs, books everywhere, glasses, braces, throwing the dodgeball at my face,
So you were considered, by all accounts, a nerd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, I dealt with that all those years. And then finally enough was enough. My mom, took a second job so that she could afford to send me to a private school where my cousins went, and actually had to drive 30 minutes out of town to bring me every day. But that summer between 9th and 10th grade, I said, I have to tell these people who I am, or else they're going to make their own judgments, which is what happened last time when I started the new school. So I would sit in front of the mirror and I would just say, you're this, you're that, you're beautiful, you're great, you're confident, all the things I knew I really was deep down inside, but I had kind of lost those because, I had been told otherwise so often. So it was really a practice. It was like I call it flipping the switch. And what that means is you just have to constantly practice. So every time you hear a negative thought about yourself, you have like 15 seconds to stop it and replace it with a positive thought. And it could be as simple as, I'm just thankful I have air conditioning. It's hot. I'm thankful I have a pillow to sleep on, anything. And so I practiced that a lot, developing that muscle, especially in that summer, so that when I went to school, for the first time at the new school, I literally said, I've got to go in there. I've got to dress like this girl that I want to be. I have to look like her. I have to talk like her. I have to walk like her. And I imagined who I wanted to be in my head. And I walked into that school that first day and I just pretended to be her. And it worked. And within weeks, I had teachers giving me awards of like Random Acts of Kindness Award, which is, that is who I am deep down inside. I'm a very kind person. And so that they could see that right away. And I was like, wow, how do they see that? And I said, I guess it's because I'm being authentic. I didn't know that word at the time. I just knew I was being who I wanted to be. And then I got nominated for homecoming court. I mean, that was only like a pipe dream. I mean, like I never, ever, I didn't make the court, but like just to be nominated was the hugest honor. And then came senior year, we had prom court, and we the way you got on the court was by picking favorites. They picked favorites. And the very first category was most ideal. And I didn't even know what that meant. I remember I raised my hand and I said, what does that mean? I need to know what it means so I can vote for the right person. And the teacher said, well, it's somebody that, shows all of the characters of all of the different, it was like friendliest, most talented, most school spirit, all that stuff. So I thought, okay, yeah, I know the perfect girl. Like, she's the cheerleader, she's the president of the class, all this stuff. So I write her name, and then the next day we go in and they're like, here is the nominees, the 2 nominees for most ideal. And I see them writing a K and an I and an R, and I know nobody else has these letters in their name. And I'm thinking, there is no way that everybody in my grade wants to be like me. Like, are you serious? Because that's basically what the it means to be most ideal, is this is a person I would like to be like. And that was like the hugest honor in the world. I mean, it was just, I couldn't even believe it. So I guess it was, I knew that worked. What I did had worked. And so I started applying that just in everyday life. And I'm just a big believer in, if you're living 100% authentically you and enjoying life and enjoying what you want to do or what you're doing, then how can the next step be wrong? If you're doing 100%, the next step might look different than you thought it should, but it can't be wrong. And so you just continue to go in that direction. If you're continuing to be authentic 100%, it's going to lead you to the place, all the places you're supposed to be. And so, so my journey was just, my life was working out. It was perfect. I finished school. I met really great friends. I got a dream job that I didn't even know existed. I actually, decided one day that I want to be in sales, so I kind of switched my major to general studies and got out of college sooner because I said, there's no real degree for sales. And then a job came up. I decided I wanted to do wine sales. Somebody I knew was doing it. And I said, I should do that. The next day I went and meet my mom randomly at this place that I would never go. And, there was a guy there selling wine. He was a wine sales rep. And I said, I'd love to do this. This is the next day. And he talks to me and he said, do you really want to do this? I said, yeah. He said, okay, well, we need somebody in Lafayette. So I got that job. So everything was just, married my husband, had my 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Everything's perfect. We buy our dream house, remodel, it's great. And so I'm living a little bit different path than she was at the time. So I was able to really inspire her and kind of teach her these things. And so together, it's like we make this perfect combination, I'm able to practice per se on her, using my skills, of what I've learned. And finally I said, at the time I was 44 when we started the podcast, I said, okay, this has worked for me for 44 years. I think I can finally say it's real, that it really works, and I should teach other people. And so my struggle is being a leader because I don't love being in front of the camera. I don't love being in front of people or speaking. So she's helping me with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the yin and yang.
Yeah, that's right.
That's always the best scenarios of when people complement each other in a way. Because if you have 2 personalities that are the same, there's always this like wall, like a push and pull. And whenever you have 2 personalities that kind of wrap around each other, and it's so beautiful. You mentioned something, so essentially being bullied and picked on as a kid. I was highly bullied and picked on as a kid. I was the barely 100-pound, 14, 15-year-old, in that range. I remember being in high school, early high school, being chased many times because these big guys, these big, essentially dicks, but bullies, if you want to really call it that, would chase me. And they would try to just tackle me or just to be a bully. And
just because they could.
Yeah, it's just because they could. And, I even not even gonna lie here, even some of the teachers were bullies. This was like 90s, early 2000s.
That's so sad.
But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because maybe these teachers have found themselves and have found forgiveness. I don't know what that looks like for them. But yeah, I remember growing up and constantly telling my mom that, I was getting picked on and this and that. I never had a girlfriend in school, which I was always trying to figure that out. All my friends that are guys, they're, I don't feel like I'm that much different than these guys. Some of them get better grades than I do. Some of them have a little bit better hair than I do. I don't know if they put gel in it. I hated putting gel in my hair. I didn't want to do it. I'm like, so I tried so many different things in my young teenage years to try to figure out how to get a girlfriend that I was like, what am I doing wrong? And getting picked on and I felt like the nerd. I felt like this geek. And I'm like, I'm not even that, I don't even feel like I'm that geeky.
Yeah.
What is it about me that makes me so easy to be picked on? I couldn't figure that out. And I don't really have any real goalposts to get where the story is, but just in general, I see where you're coming from. And at some point, I guess probably after 16 years old, I realized that once I was able to start driving, I started kind of finding my own little independence. And I just realized, like, you know what? I like what I like, and I'm going to just stick with it. And if nobody likes me because I like what I like, then so be it.
Right.
I was tired of trying to be a cool kid. Like, I didn't know what a cool kid was supposed to be. I just knew that I had friends that were cool. I'm like, how are they so cool? And I'm like, I like a lot of the same things they like, but like, it was so weird. I don't know. Life is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it was the confidence factor. You know, like you weren't in your authenticity, you know, you were probably insecure. I mean, all of that makes you insecure. I mean, when that happens. So I think so many people are dealing with that, which is why I feel the need to help, you know, because people, they know, like you know it happened, but it's like, why is it happening? Or why am I not getting all the things I want, you know? And it really is the biggest factor is authenticity. And, you know, recently I've been learning that, you know, people will say love is, you know, the highest
Frequency.
yes, the highest frequency, but actually authenticity is the highest frequency, because if you think about it, when you're being authentic, that means you are actually loving who you are. And if you're loving who you are, that's the highest thing you could actually do for yourself, the best thing you could do for yourself.
And you become a magnet.
Yes, therefore you're admitting the highest frequency.
Oh,
and when you're
okay.
in the highest frequency, that's where all the highest, you know, the other things in the highest frequency are. And so they're just magnetized to you.
Wow. Okay.
She calls it the gold coins.
Yeah,
The
that's when
gold
you can
coins?
get the gold coins. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because you become a magnet
Yeah.
at that point. And so everything that's gold is just sticking to you. It's just coming right to you. You don't even have to go to it. It just comes to you.
Yeah. So speaking of authenticity, earlier this year, I was challenged to create an experimental form of content. I say experimental, like they basically just like, hey, try something different. And this is like this year, a lot of new influencers in town are like starting to become very visible on social media, and they're like getting a lot of views. And I hate the idea of an influencer. I do not subscribe to that term at all. I like it. It's very, for me, it makes me cringe because I I get the premise behind it, but like I don't want to be called an influencer. I don't want to be called any of that. But I was like, if I'm going to create content, what kind of content am I going to create without feeling like I'm trying to be someone who I'm not? I'm not this like, hey guys, I'm going to blah, 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 you know, very charismatic. I have my own way about me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of awkward. I'm just.
That's what people love, though. I mean, I keep thinking. Recently, you posted a video. You were in front of twins.
Yep.
You know, I know you had your camera on the tripod, and the cars just kept passing in front of you, and you were just like. And then you would keep going, and then another car passed, and you would just. And I was just cracking up. I mean, like, it was hilarious. I mean, you could have like. Cut
Edited
that out,
yeah.
or you could have just like put the camera somewhere else and kept trying, you know, but you're just like, it's just me. I'm here and I'm waiting for the car to pass, and you know, and people love that because they can see you.
Yeah.
That's where I felt like what you were saying made sense in my head. I was like, that I feel like by me just kind of being nonchalant, just kind of because I'm not overly like I can get loud whenever I talk. I can get like charismatic in a way, but like whenever the camera turns on, I don't know, it's just
I'm the same way.
I like to just talk at a normal volume. I don't like to try to change my voice to appeal to a certain demographic. I don't want to try to sound like somebody I'm not. And so I was like, maybe I'll try just being quote unquote myself in these videos.
Hey.
And you know, if people don't like it, screw them. Like I'll move on to something else. And one of my first videos that I did was in front of it's the original Patty off of Pond de Mouton.
Oh yeah.
And I was so nervous to break out the camera. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I even like for lunch. So I just filmed my food, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a video, but I don't know how I'm gonna make this because my normal creating a video for a business is not me in it. Like I'm not in it. I take really good cinematic style shots of the business itself, but I'm like, I got to be in it. So what do I do? So being super nervous, I said, I'm just going to pop the camera up on the tripod. And I needed a shady area. So the only shade in this particular area, there was this little tree. And I wanted to be in front of the restaurant, but not in front where people were driving at that time. So I put the camera down in the shade and I walked a little distance and put myself in front of the restaurant. And I had a mic that could reach my phone, so I was good there. And I just literally didn't know what to say. I was like, yep, so I'm in front of, and I had to, I keep turning around. I'm like, I'm at whatever this place is, you know, I'd say the name. And I said something and I was like, that sounds so stupid. Why did I say all that? And so I go back to delete the footage and I'm thinking to myself,
Don't do it.
what if me being awkwardly myself is good?
Yeah.
Like, what if that's fine? So
That's
I looked
amazing.
at the footage in my car and I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. So I was like, let me cut it up. And I thought to myself, if I can't do it
Right.
in one take, I don't want to do it. So every video that I do now, even if they're edited, like in front of a restaurant or a business, I do it in one take. I don't try again. I don't go, oh, cut, let me delete the footage. I do it one take. Now I might take stuff out that I like said something stupid on, like, oh, like maybe
You messed up
mispronounce the
the
word.
name or-
But I do it in one take and I'm like, oh, that's it. And so I go in my car and I'll edit it up, and I love all the little cars driving by. I like it. That just feels so natural. And so I appreciate you mentioned the word authenticity because I never thought about it in that way.
Well, I love to hear that from you because I actually just recently had a little thing that I've been struggling with because I hate to be in front of the camera. I hate
It's
it.
hard.
And so I feel like I should make these videos to promote our, what we're doing and other things to help people and stuff. But then as soon as the camera turns on, it's like I can't be myself. It's so hard. So I like what you were saying because it is just something I have to get over. I recently got some constructive criticism that I sound fake, and so it was like a stab in the heart. It hurt so bad because here I am like trying so hard to like do what I hate doing, but I'm doing it. I'm showing up and I'm so proud of myself for showing up. And then someone's like, yeah, but you still suck at it. It's like, oh, but it's nice to hear that what you're saying is good advice that I could try. So
Yeah.
well, just do it. I'll just do it.
And I have a friend who I do lunch with from golfballs.com whenever I used to work there. I don't know if we talked about this on the episode, but before we started, I was telling you I was working at a corporate job. So I was working at golfballs.com, and I have a friend who I eat lunch with every week since I left golfballs.com in 2018. And one of the things he struggles with is committing to doing whatever he wants to do. And every time we meet, I'm like, Nick, just do it. Like, I know it sounds cliche, like Nike. Just do it.
I say the same thing.
Like, stop trying to be perfect at it.
Right.
You're never going to be perfect at it. You'll get there naturally, and then you'll look back and be like, oh my God, like I actually am good. Like this is where I was, and this is where I am now. But like the perfection side of things will shut you down. You will never move past it because if you think you can't do it perfect the first time, you're never going to do it.
Exactly.
And so you just stunt your own growth.
Yeah.
So I said, look, just go out there, turn the camera on, or do whatever the thing you're trying to do. Just do it. And if it sucks, it's going to be fine. Let it suck.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of weird to say, but let it suck.
The same day that I had gotten the constructive criticism, I saw a thing pop up on my Instagram that said, doing it ugly is better than not doing it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
that's
okay.
perfect. Yes.
So
You
I was
just
like,
working
well,
the muscle.
I'm doing it ugly, but I'm still doing it. But,
Yeah.
You just working the muscle to be comfortable being yourself in every way. And we are such a huge variation of things and expressions and emotions and all of it, happy, sad, angry, all the things, we're human, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
when we started doing the retreats and the podcast, both. We were just like, we're going to do it. And we just did it. We just started doing it. And I was like, surely no one's going to listen, the first few episodes or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, we're doing it because we love it, because we enjoy it. And then we were like, we had been talking about doing a retreat forever. And finally one day I said, Carly, get out your calendar right now. What's the next weekend you have available? I don't care when it is. It was like 6 weeks away. So we said, okay, we rented a beach house. We did it and we put it out there and we said, whoever comes is meant to come. And if we don't make money off of it, that's fine because it's a learning experience. We wanted to learn by doing it instead of just waiting around to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing.
Yeah.
The right people always come every time. It's just the perfect people there, that need it. And
And as long as you do it with the intention of having a good purpose behind it, with anything that you do,
yes.
and you stick with it, it'll just naturally grow as long as you put some effort in it, like 5-10% more effort each time you put
Exactly.
into it. So yeah.
Authentic
Yeah,
effort.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Carla, going back to you. Okay.
He likes this.
You mentioned a couple of things that it piqued my interest, but I didn't want to touch on it just yet. You mentioned the word mystic or mystical.
Right.
What is that?
There's so many ways you can look at it. I mean, if you think about the saints in Catholicism and they walked with God, and St. Patrick walked in Ireland and he had a personal relationship with God, and all of a sudden there's no snakes in Ireland because of St. Patrick. Or, they have all these stories of people, having these divine relationships with God. But then I thought to myself, I mean, is it just St. Patrick or can I have one too? You know? And so I just began to learn that I'm more than a body and thoughts, that I am spirit, soul, body. And through my experience with the first permission that I was given was that your imagination is real, because I shut that down in high school after, I guess, life began to get hard or something like that. But I would always see things and visions and ideas. I can just see pictures of things easily. But when I was taught that imagination is real and you can envision your life how you want it to be or connect with more of yourself, it just started to expand. And so that term is used, mysticism, it's like the deeper things of God, but it's within you. It's like through holotropic breath work or embodiment work or plant medicine or walking with people that show you how to connect with God deeper. That's how I look at it. And it wasn't until my divorce that actually broke everything in me to try to figure out there's got to be more. And I just kept finding myself in the more. And so to me, mysticism is, it's your ability to connect with your higher version of yourself. You can have a relationship with God that's deeper. You can find that one true voice within that's whispering your path for you. And it's just, your ability to know that you're a co-creator, that you can create your reality. And you can also recognize that you've been a master of your own reality. So as I've grown and learned that I created all of it, then it's a whole nother level of responsibility, a whole nother level of, am I going to take captive every thought? Like there's a scripture in the Bible that says, take captive every thought. What does that mean? It means watch your thoughts. And if it agrees with your path, yes, allow it to go through. Allow it to become a co-creation through your emotions and your thoughts and your actions. If it's not in alignment with your path, with your vision, with family love, with growth, you have to put it away. It's like what she says, you have 15 seconds to change your thoughts. Well, my gosh, I have like 8,000 thoughts a second. So when you do the deep breath work or meditation or different things, you can slow your thoughts down and you can hear yourself more. And so that's how I look at it. I look at it like I found deeper parts of myself and I'm going to explore many different modalities to see what I like and what I don't like and see what feels good. And I hope that answers your question.
No. So it does. I thought it was, for a second, I thought it was a religion of sort.
Got it.
I mean,
So, yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a religion. It's more like, I feel like here, especially in the South, we've been taught mainly through religion, and it's just what, people believe, that we're separate from God. And I think, I'll speak for myself, I have found that what I really feel is that I am God. God basically wanted to know what it was like to experience everything. So it created everything. And one of those things it created was a life through as me. And so there will never, ever be another Kirstin, King, Bear ever again. So this experience that I'm having, God wanted to have. And so therefore, if I'm being authentically me, I am being what God intended to be. Because it said, I want to be this thing, this life, I want to experience it. So if I'm staying myself, I'm going on that path that I'm supposed to be on, that God intended to have, that it wanted to have. And so I feel like sometimes religion asks people to give away their power. And we want to teach people that they do have the power within them to be all things, to do all things, to be, as close to God as they can be as a human, and it's just sad that people have lost that, sovereignty. They've lost that joy and that alignment with themselves. And we like to bring that back. We call it their jazz, their joy, alignment, and sovereignty. We like to bring back that jazz in everybody. And so it is, in a sense, it's not a religion, but it's learning more in depth about all of that part of ourselves.
It's remembering, and it's changing your perspective. You just see yourself differently. You see what you learned, you see what your past was for you. You see why you're here. And then you stop outsourcing. You stop creating a middleman.
Yes.
And then you can take responsibility for your life every second of the day.
That's right.
I'm telling myself that. I'm going, okay, how can I take responsibility
It can be
more?
tough because then you're like, wait a minute, if like God's not causing that to happen and I'm causing that to happen, oh crap, like I did this, kind of thing. But it's not that.
Being a co-creator.
Yeah, a co-creator with God, like you do have power in this life, you can create.
You have free will under God.
Yes.
So you can make the mistakes you want, or you can
and you
do
can
the things that are right.
You do have control over what happens,
You know what lessons you need to learn by the patterns. So if there's a loop going on in your life, it's the same thing over and over. You just have to pause and say, what am I missing?
Yeah.
And I had a ton of patterns. Tons of patterns, tons of things. And I'm going, oh, wow. What am I missing?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's so easy for a lot of people to forget. And there's like this saying that, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over,
right.
the loop.
and getting the same results.
It's getting the same results.
Or expecting a different result.
Right.
Yes, but getting the same results, but expecting a different one. Yeah.
I'm teaching my 8-year-old, who's actually he's 9 now. He loves to play. He loves to play video games on his little tablet, and I like to play games with him too. And there are times when he gets frustrated at a game, and he is trying to do the same thing in the game over and over and over, thinking that it's something else is going to happen. And I'm like, Bennett, you got to try something different.
Right.
It's not
You
working.
need to do something different here because it's what you're doing. It's obviously not working and it's frustrating you. Do something different. I don't know what that is yet, but do it. Do something different.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
you're beating yourself up, and he gets so upset and emotional. I'm like, just stop. You just need. Actually, the difference is you just need to take a break.
Right.
that's
happening.
exactly what our retreats were meant for. It's exactly what you just said. I love how you put it in that way because people are doing the mundane over and over and again and just expecting results, expecting to change, expecting to feel better, expecting to find their authenticity and their joy. And they can't because they're doing the same thing over and over again. And at some point you have to say, okay, let me just stop and take a break. And, they would come to a retreat. And within that retreat, we've curated it in a way that we already know what they're going through, in that sense. And so we build exercises and time and the things that we do. We have somebody that does, plays the sound bowl. So vibrational sound therapy and, breath work and all these other little exercises that we do. And then by the time they leave, they've got the tools. I mean, I can't decide what they do with them when they leave, but at least they've learned the tools and they've realized, wait a minute, what I just did helped me some, so maybe I need to do it more often and implement that in their actual everyday life,
and it's also people get stuck in their comfort zone too. It's easy to get comfortable. I mean, even whether it be a marriage that you don't like, but it
But
feels
your house
comfortable.
is nice.
Right. The house is nice. The bills
car.
are paid.
Right.
It's comfortable, but
no joke.
People love to be comfortable, and that's just humans in general. We don't want to be inconvenienced. We don't want to feel the squirm, as you might be able to call it. But some of the best things happen in the squirmy parts
Yes.
of life. And that's when you can actually use your brain and make a decision to alter the direction of your life, which is wild because like in corporate life, people get caught in a corporate cycle and, I want a raise. So every year you're in that loop. You want another raise, but what are you doing different to like improve your life? You're just waiting for someone, basically a godlike figure in the corporation to be like, hey, here, wave the wand, here's your raise, you know?
Or until you get like hit on the head with a brick and, you know, like you just stopped in your tracks. Like, what the heck just happened?
I know. And for some people, that's the life they know they were forced to grow up with. Like, you got to go to school, you got to get a corporate job, you got to collect a check every 2 weeks, which there's nothing wrong with that inherently, but if you want better in your life aside from that, then you can't just keep doing that. And you know, it's a risky life doing things
Uncomfortably.
It is,
Oh
I know.
God.
We're all three, you know, experienced with that.
Yeah. And even today, like there are times when I feel like I get a little comfortable and it's scary because I'm like, I need to do something different. Like, I don't want to like not do what I'm doing now, but I need to include something different in my routine because I don't want it to be routine. I want to like constantly, like I'm a creator.
That's how I am too.
I love to, back in school, going back, I used to draw, create, and like, I would draw like tattoos. I don't know why, like tribal tattoos as a kid. I don't know why, but I do have one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, back whenever I was 18 and I was able to get it, but just always creating things. And even today, now my creations look different. They're more adults.
Right.
I say tattoos are not to say tattoos aren't adult, but like I'm creating things to try to like improve my life in different directions. And, yeah, you know, and who knows, maybe one of those things will take off and maybe not, I don't know, but I'm just kind of trying different things and feeling
just
a little
constantly creating.
A little squirmy.
I know. I feel the same way. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I have so many ideas in my head at all times? You know, the ADD is like,
I know.
But I love it. I think it's a superpower. I'm just getting all these ideas and information just constantly. And, you know, I don't have enough time to implement them all, but at least I'm getting them, you know, it's fun.
So I must have ADD. I've never been diagnosed, but I remember being a kid and my mom told the school that I needed to take this little pill because I wasn't able to like pay attention in class or something. I don't know. I wasn't told what it is, but I was just told I was going to take this little pill. Like, okay.
And you did? You took, like you had to take medicine or?
Yeah. I took it for a little while, not very long.
Yeah.
I don't, because I didn't like swallowing pills. I do now. I'm having to learn as an adult because I'm almost 40.
Now, I love it.
But I'm like, I might need to learn how to start taking pills. Not that I want to take pills, but you know.
It's a lot of chewable Tylenol you had to take.
Yeah, right. Or I would actually, even as an, you know, in my mid 30s, I would, if I went to an urgent care or a doctor, I'd be like, hey, just FYI, do you have any liquid forms of this?
So funny.
For adults.
Yeah, for adults. They were like, what? Like Z-Pack, for example, like, you know,
antibiotics.
Yeah, it's antibiotics. You normally just take that as a pill. No, well, we do have like the kids like pink stuff.
Yeah.
You have to take
so
a lot
nasty.
more of it, but like you
You have
can
to
take
take the
that.
whole bottle every time.
I'm like, the pink stuff. Oh, I remember that as a kid.
It tastes like circus peanuts.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird.
gross.
And so I did, as you know, 35 plus. I remember getting the pink stuff if I needed it. Now I've been taking like low dose aspirin just to practice swallowing pills. They say take Tic Tacs. I don't want to swallow Tic Tacs. That's weird. So I do a low dose, little aspirin every other day or so, and I'm like, it's getting easier.
You're practicing. Look how good.
Yeah,
I know.
see?
Hey, and I'm getting better at it. I'm learning
that's right.
how
You're trying
to like
something new. You're
swallow the medicine and like make sure, because once it hits my throat in the back, I
Freaks you out.
gag. Oh yeah. So I'm very careful with that. But I'm also learning that pills have different coatings and some of them slide down better. Look.
it's a whole new world.
I
for
know
you.
this is getting older here.
That's
I
right.
wanna
You better
take a
get
pill.
used to it.
Oh Lord, I don't want to get used to it. I really don't want to live life. My wife's grandmother is I want to say 87. Is not on medication.
I love that.
Yeah. And she will literally stay up with us until 1 something in the morning on the back patio. rocking it, drinking a beer, a Coors Light or a Michelob, whatever it is.
Yeah,
And
you need to get her on here and see what her secret is.
I know. What is your secret of life? It's probably beer and bacon. Just
Beer
like
and
every
bacon.
story of a long life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to wrap up, we are at about an hour. Tell everybody how to visit what you guys got going on, the podcast and the retreat. Like, how can they get involved? How can they be a part of whatever you guys are doing?
Yeah, we'd love to share. We actually have a day retreat that we're doing, which means we're going to do it from around 1:30 to 8:30. It's going to actually be in Kingwood, Texas, at someone's home. And that's going to be on September 6th at, like I said, in Kingwood, Texas, around 1:30 to 8:30. And we're going to basically be doing everything we'll do at our next upcoming beach retreat, but it just be like a little exquisite taste of everything. And then we have our beach retreat. It's September 19th through the 22nd, and that's going to be in Crystal Beach, Texas, which is Galveston. And we rented a beautiful beach house right on the beach. And so we'll have, there's a hot tub that overlooks the beach. There's a fire pit next to the beach. And so we'll have just some really good time in nature, sitting in the hot tub, relax. And then we also have, lots of things planned that will really help everybody, sink into their own hearts, and they'll be connecting with other women and stuff. But
So is it mostly just women?
right now, yes.
Yeah.
But we have been talking about including some things for men, actually, because we thought to ourselves, men need to know how women work too, and for it to help, us all get together as people, kind of thing. And we toy around with that idea. And then we said, we're in that midlife age with menopause and all that stuff. And I'm sure there are lots of men thinking, how do I deal with my women going through this stage? So we're like,
it's funny how you phrase it like that. How do I deal with my woman?
Well, I mean, it's a
That's
lot.
how they say it.
Going through menopause.
My old lady.
Yeah. Going through menopause is a lot. So, but yeah, if you want to tell them how to get in touch with us,
Sure.
where they can find us.
Absolutely. So you can go to soulsecrets.life. There'll be information on who we are, our upcoming retreat, the beach retreat, of course, and all the curators, a little bit about them. We'll have a chef. We're going to have a health and wellness coach, menopause coach named Maike, who's amazing.
She is.
Yes. And so she'll be doing some meals, and we'll be cooking and learning and all the things. We have a vibrational sound therapist named Kirstin, who is spectacular. She brings an amazing, relaxed, beautiful essence to the retreat and really helps calm emotions and stress and things like that.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing some great things. Our plan is to also do some day retreats here in Lafayette to see how we can serve the community here. We're open to, if men want something curated, we'll create something. I mean, we're open to trying new things. Even couples, we're thinking about all kinds of good stuff. And
I think the couples aspect could play, because I don't know if men in general by themselves would show up. They may, I don't know.
There's a lot of men retreats out right now. Like men are actually catching on too, and they're like, okay, I want to help
we need
myself
a couple
too.
men mentors though too, I think, to help us, curate it and stuff. But you never know how amazing that could be to offer.
Yeah, and we also offer, like, if you already have a group of people, whether it be friends or somebody wants to like a work group, they want to do what do you call it? Oh, like team building kind of things like that. We can create retreats for them. So it's really, whatever the person needs, we'll curate it around that and set everything up for them.
Nice.
So it could be either a day retreat or a weekend retreat, whatever they need.
Yeah, we'd hope to take it like international as well. There's some really cool stuff, maybe in Costa Rica or Bali, all those fun, trendy places.
Yeah.
But we'll do some stuff locally as well. And we're also taking applications for a few sponsors as well in the health and wellness space that want to sow into the community of women here, and as well as Houston and wherever those arms extend. So
yeah, and you can watch Carli and I on our podcast. It's the Soul Secrets podcast. It's on all the major platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And then we're also on Instagram at soulsecrets.life, which is also our website, soulsecrets.life, like you said. And we're available for mentorship, one-on-one, just chatting and helping in any kind of way we can.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
So to recap what you just said, you guys have your next retreat, you said in Crystal Beach,
Yes.
Texas? Okay. Fun fact. This church is not called this this name, but I wish it was. But we stayed at a beach house in Crystal Beach, probably 3-4 years ago. Crystal Beach is great. In trying to explore Crystal Beach and see if there's restaurants or anything, we passed a church, a Methodist church, and I said, "Man, they missed an opportunity right here." They missed an opportunity to call it Crystal Methodist Church.
Oh my gosh!
I said that would have been branding. And look, if you want to reach people,
Yeah, I mean, they would.
you're gonna reach them. You're gonna reach them.
That would stick out. Yeah,
You're
I went
gonna
to
reach the
Crystal
people that
Methodist
need
Church.
help.
Yeah.
But
funny.
it was the Crystal Beach Methodist Church. I'm like, they really had an opportunity there and they missed it. But maybe
Well,
they
it's
avoided
funny when
it.
you said that because we were speaking to somebody yesterday and we were saying it was in Crystal Beach and he said, "Oh man, we used to do some raves out on Crystal Beach."
Oh,
So I thought you
no.
were gonna say the same thing. I was about to say, wait, y'all might have been raving together.
Look, no, that was the first time I ever been to Crystal Beach, and
It's
we did
beautiful.
not rave.
Yeah.
we just laid in.
Yeah, and we
Beach.
like to go to the beach and do the retreats at the time of year where it's not packed.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going there to party. We're going there to see nature. We're going there to relax, just enjoy ourselves.
When there's not
So
that many people
it's
around.
quiet. It's beautiful. You know,
And you can enjoy it.
you can hear the waves coming in. You can sit on the beach. You can sit on the balcony, whichever. You know, it's just a beautiful time.
Awesome. Well, cool. This was good. Is there anything that we did not mention that we need to before we wrap up?
I mean, I'd say if you want to listen to my music, you can go to
Yeah.
Carli, CarliBmusic.com, or you can find it on all major platforms. I mean, you can tell at what level of healing I was at if you listen to each song. And the genres are all different. There's EDM, there's kind of soulful, there's cinematic, like lots of different things. Really, really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you look up, like say the name of a song, like No More Pretending or All Things Beautiful, which is the redemptive pregnancy song, which is really, really good. But if you look up the name of the song, you can find me, because otherwise you'll find Cardi B, and I'm not Cardi B, okay?
She's Carly B.
Yeah.
So if I look up Carli B,
Uh-huh.
I may or may not find it.
You may find Cardi B, because I think
Okay.
that's where the algorithm is. But
Yeah,
if you type
yeah.
in a name of a song, like the
And
ones
she's
I
Carly
mentioned,
with an I.
yeah, like
Got it.
Mercy or All Things Beautiful or
Yeah.
No More Pretending.
Okay.
I've
So you
got-
said EDM. I love EDM.
Yeah, there is one EDM. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
one?
another one.
Oh.
This one is kind of a different,
she
maybe
likes
two of them.
upbeat.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like her songs are pretty.
I mean,
upbeat.
honestly, I made whatever that producer was doing. I had no idea about music, so I was like, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, right.
So there's 5 out of the 8 songs out. Another one coming out soon.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So proud of her for that. She's
Thank
doing
you.
the damn thing,
Thank
you know?
Thank you, therapist.
Yeah. I'm always telling her, like, if you build it, they will come, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if we build it, they will come. And so we just keep building and we keep building,
Yep.
you know? And then, you know, I'm a photographer as well. So if you need photography, we're at DK Weddings on Instagram. And, you know, we do all kind of photos. We do business branding, like I said, newborns, family. We do it all. So
Awesome. Well, cool. It was great having you guys on.
Thank
and
you.
I hope it was as good as you might have thought it was.
Oh God, it's yeah.
We had no idea, but
you know, like
No, I had
it's-
no idea how
it's-
this was gonna go
it's-
either. I'm like, we're
honestly,
gonna figure this out.
it's
He's
just
like,
great
"What
to
are
talk
y'all?"
and be like, this is how it should be. I just like it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys had reached out asking if I had questions ahead of time. I'm like,
No.
no.
You're like, I
used
don't
to.
even know what y'all do. So you know,
Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm still figuring out what you guys do. So I'm like, yeah,
No, I love
I
that.
just like
Talking
having a
off the cuff.
conversation and
Right.
off the cuff. And I tried doing the whole question ahead of time thing. And every once in a while, I'll list some questions just in case I like find a point where my brain is like not able to think of something, and so I'll look.
Yeah.
But like once the conversation starts going, it's pretty easy to riff off of that, and that's what I like doing.
Yeah.
Speaking of authenticity, I don't
Yeah.
like trying too hard to being something I'm not, and I'm not a early planner, and if I plan too much and it feels too rigid
Yeah.
for me, and I like kind of just going with the flow of
Yeah.
things in this aspect of life.
yeah, well, you're doing a great job.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
on
you
all
so
your
much.
platforms. Like,
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's inspirational.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It seems like you did, and there was a few comments, and they may or may not still be watching. But Miriam, oh my God, it's GAU.
Go down.
Yeah, that. She was commenting a few times, so there may be like a timestamp
Yeah.
whenever
Hey,
we were
Miriam.
talking. And then Lindsay Ginneman.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey,
So
Lindsay.
she goes, hey. So yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. That's so fun.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I enjoyed it, and you guys are very free spirited, and I love that. I was feeling that vibe. I was like,
I love it.
This will be good. This will be good.
Yes.
Well, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to taking a peek at your music, and same thing with your photography. I'll check that out, and if you guys that are listening, we'll have the links in the comment section too, or in the caption. I think Soul Secret Life is in the caption already, and then I'll go find the other ones and edit the
thank you.
caption. Yeah, for that. All right.
Sounds Gouda.
Gouda. All right. Well, anyway, with that, we'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
All right,
Y'all
y'all have a
too.
good one, guys.
Thank you.